Brad Pitt's fortune of $300 million, a disputed castle, and an excluded daughter. Amid secrets, conflicts, and shocking revelations, this story goes way beyond just a simple family feud. You'll dive into the intricate web of relationships, shocking decisions, and hidden moments that even the most devoted fans could never have imagined. What led Angelina Jolie to reveal this unexpected secret? Stick around and uncover every piece of this real-life drama that surpasses any Hollywood script. Number 1. Exclusion of Shiloh from the inheritance. In a surprising revelation, the fate of Brad Pitt's fortune has taken an unexpected turn. Let's imagine this scene. Shiloh Jolie Pitt is excluded from a $300 million inheritance. She discovers that she has been excluded from the colossal $300 million inheritance that belongs to her father. What could have led to such a decision? Is this an attempt by Pitt to protect or even control the family legacy? Or are there more personal reasons? Deep and perhaps dramatic reasons behind this act? Angelina Jolie, Shiloh's mother, has hinted at the reason behind this move, and as always, she hasn't gone unnoticed in the media. The news has left millions speechless. While Shiloh, a teenager transitioning into adulthood, represents one of the visible and beloved ties between Brad and Angelina. Although the rumors have been extensive and varied, few knew to what extent it would be affected. Shiloh, because of the decisions both parents have made over the years. This decision to leave Shiloh out of a considerable portion of wealth and property may seem shocking at first glance. But Angelina suggests this could be a preventative measure to avoid future complications. Shiloh has grown up in a family caught up in legal conflicts, both in terms of assets and personal relationships. And this exclusion could represent, at its core, a kind of safeguard. But the story doesn't end here. Jolie's words have revealed a secret that explains this decision, an unknown element that adds mystery to this story of exclusion. Maybe this is just a piece of a larger puzzle, one in which both Angelina and Brad are protecting what's left of their relationship through tough decisions that are often hard for others to understand. Instead of being a bad move, Angelina has suggested that this could reflect a deep understanding of their children's lives and the challenges they face. Rather than being a dirty move, Angelina has suggested that this may be a reflection of a deeper understanding of her children's lives, the challenges they face, and how do they want to prepare them for the future. Shiloh's life has been under the constant gaze of the media since her birth, and this situation seems to reflect the reality of growing up under the spotlight. With such powerful parents and an enormous fortune at stake, one might wonder if the act of excluding her from this inheritance is actually a way to grant her a life with more freedom and fewer family obligations. Angelina, for her part, she assures that Shiloh has her full support and understanding, suggesting that this exclusion may be temporary, or maybe it's a legal tactic to protect certain assets in an uncertain future. The exclusive continues to surprise the media, which continues to speculate about the long-term consequences that this decision will have. For Shiloh and the rest of her siblings, who are closely following this family saga, the mystery has become a thread that keeps the family's followers on the edge of their seats, waiting for the next revelation in a life story that seems straight out of a movie. Jolie Pitt, with their eyes wide open, waiting for the next revelation in a life script that seems straight out of a movie. Number 2. Legal battle and custody. The story of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie is far from a simple tale of love and breakup. Although they officially separated in 2019, the custody battle over their kids has turned into a saga that seems never-ending. This second act in their post-divorce life keeps the couple's followers on edge, as the custody agreements are turned into a dispute as intense as any of their movies. As of now, the couple's younger children remain under Angelina's sole custody, while Brad has visitation rights. However, nothing is that simple in this case. This custody dispute is just one of the many facets of their separation. The intensity and complexity of the legal battle have created a tangled web of accusations and counterclaims between both parties. Angelina has made allegations of abuse by Brad towards her and their children, something that adds an emotional weight and tension that goes beyond the legal aspects. These accusations, although not legally proven, influence public perception and generate a climate of mistrust between the two. In the midst of this storm, Brad has responded strongly, arguing that Angelina is trying to prolong the dispute to emotionally distance him from their kids. It's said that Brad fears that by the time all the custody proceedings are resolved, the kids will have reached adulthood, and the dispute will lose relevance. This fear drives him to take legal action constantly to maintain his role in his children's lives, showing that he's willing to fight until the end. For those following this story, the custody conflict between Brad and Angelina represents more than just a simple legal dispute. It represents more than just a simple legal dispute. The details of the accusations and defenses, along with the involvement of judges and lawyers, keep the audience following the case, like it's a suspense novel. In each hearing, new details come to light, and every step in this legal battle seems to reveal unknown aspects of the relationship between the two actors. The public watches in amazement as two people who were once one of Hollywood's most beloved couples now face off in a battle that is as complicated as it is emotionally draining. The press follows every move, every statement, and every hearing, feeding the narrative of a drama that shows no signs of ending anytime soon. The tension between Brad and Angelina keeps escalating, with the future of their children as the focal point of this relentless struggle. Number 3. Sale of Chateau Mirabeau. The next scene in this dramatic family story takes us to a beautiful and vast vineyard in the south of France. Chateau Mirabeau, a property that Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie bought during happier times. This place is not just a vineyard, but also a symbol of their union. Well, that's where they celebrated their wedding in 2014. However, the peace of this castle has been disrupted by the legal disputes between its owners. In a surprising move, Angelina Jolie sold her share of Chateau Mirabeau to a third party, no less than a company supposedly linked to Russian interests. This twist in the story has created additional conflict. Now Brad has to deal not only with his ex-wife, but also with the new owners of half the vineyard. This sale represents a significant loss for Brad, who has spent years putting in time and effort to maintain and manage the property, in which he has also invested in a recording studio. The sale of Chateau Mirabeau and the change of ownership are not just mere business transactions. They reflect how the conflict between Brad and Angelina has gone beyond family matters and delved into issues of assets and properties. Brad's reaction was swift, and his legal team quickly took steps to try to reverse the sale, or at least limit the activities of the new owner at the vineyard. However, the rights to the property are now in the hands of third parties, which drastically reduces Brad's control over this place. For Brad, Chateau Mirabeau is more than just an investment. This place has been an escape, a quarter of peace amid the whirlwind of their public lives. Angelina's decision to sell her share of the castle is seen by some as an attempt to hurt Brad emotionally, severing one of their last material ties. The media is closely following this dispute, and the vineyard, once a symbol of love, has become a battleground for control. The fate of Chateau Mirabeau remains uncertain. It has turned into a battleground where both are trying to maintain control. The fate of Chateau Mirabeau is still uncertain, and each new revelation about this sale adds another layer of intrigue. Followers of this story are eagerly awaiting a resolution, as Brad fights to hold onto a piece of peace and nostalgia. However, the conflict with Angelina, and now with the new owners, threatens to cloud the legacy of this beautiful French place. Number 4. Tense relationship with the kids. Brad Pitt's relationship with his children has been deeply affected by the conflict surrounding his divorce from Angelina Jolie, and especially because of an incident that took place on a flight in 2016. This situation has left emotional scars on the family and has changed the way some of his kids see him. Meanwhile, some of them, like Maddox and Pax, seem to have distanced themselves from their dad because of this episode. Shiloh continues to show a strong and lasting bond with him. In a family divided by circumstances, Shiloh's bond with Brad stands out like a light in the midst of a complicated panorama. Maddox, the oldest son, seems to have been the most affected by the events of that flight, and, according to rumors, he holds resentments that make his relationship with Brad difficult. Pax, who is close to Maddox, also seems to have followed suit, keeping some distance. Shiloh stands out as the daughter who maintains a loving, loyal relationship with her dad, providing emotional support during complicated times. Shiloh symbolizes resilience and hope for him during these complicated times. While the media observes this family tension, Shiloh emerges as a symbol of resilience and hope. Brad's interactions with his kids have been complicated due to the physical and emotional distance that the legal conflicts have created. In contrast to Maddox and Pax, who prefer to keep their space, Shiloh shows through her gestures and statements that she wants to keep sharing moments with her dad. This makes Shiloh a unique character within the family. In contrast to Maddox and Pax, who prefer to keep their distance, Shiloh shows with her gestures and statements that she wants to continue sharing moments with her father. This makes Shiloh a unique character within the family. Well, she represents the hope for reconciliation and the desire to maintain a connection despite the difficulties her family is facing. The conflict between Brad and his kids has drawn public attention. Shiloh is praised for her maturity and support for her dad. Fans of the Joel and Pete family are watching how each member has responded differently to the circumstances. And Shiloh, in particular, continues to be praised for her maturity and her decision to support her dad. The family dynamic among these siblings is, without a doubt, complex, but Shiloh's role has added a touch of tenderness and strength to a story that would otherwise be completely wrapped up in tensions. Shiloh's role in this narrative is crucial. Well, she stays close to her dad and becomes a source of love and support. At a time when relationships within the family are shaky, her closeness to Brad is a sign that, despite the conflicts surrounding the family, the bond between father and daughter remains strong. Shiloh emerges not just as a media figure, but as a young woman trying to keep the family together amid tough circumstances. Number 5. Flight incident in 2016. One of the darkest events in the history of the Jolie Pitt family happened on a private flight in 2016. During this trip, Angelina Jolie claimed that Brad Pitt was aggressive, not just with her, but also with their kids. This triggered a series of investigations and ultimately led Jolie to decide to file for divorce. This incident, although it was already investigated by the FBI and the Los Angeles Department of Children and Family Services, continues to generate controversy and is a recurring topic in the media whenever the couple's conflict is mentioned. According to statements included in court documents, Angelina recounted that during the flight, Brad allegedly shook her and grabbed her forcefully, creating an atmosphere of distress and tension among the kids present. This moment is remembered as one of the breaking points in their relationship, as, in Jolie's words, it was at that precise moment that she realized she had to make a definitive decision to protect her family. The investigations concluded that there wasn't enough evidence to press charges against Brad, and so this episode did not lead to any legal consequences. However, on an emotional level, the damage was already done. The incident deeply affected Brad's relationship with some of his children. However, on an emotional level, the damage was already done. The incident deeply affected Brad's relationship with some of his children, especially with Maddox, who has since displayed distant behavior. The media picked up on this flight and captured public interest during their divorce. It altered views on Brad and Angelina, turning this situation into one of the most memorable moments of the turbulent divorce between the two stars. This event not only impacted family dynamics, but also changed the public's perception towards Brad and Angelina. Many fans of the couple were divided, taking sides and sparking debates that ranged from defending Brad to fully supporting Angelina. This event remains a key reference in the narrative of their separation, and it's one of the reasons why the custody dispute continues to be such a complex and sensitive topic. The 2016 flight wasn't just a moment of tension. It was a turning point in the life of the Jolie Pitt family. From this episode on, the relationships among family members were affected in irreversible ways, and the public's perception of both parents changed. The narrative surrounding this event is still present in the media, and the fact that it didn't have legal consequences doesn't take away from the emotional and media weight it still carries. Number 6. Shiloh's appearances at red carpet events. Amid the legal chaos and constant family tensions, Shiloh Jolie Pitt has been shining in the public eye in a special way. Alongside her mother, Angelina Jolie, Shiloh has dazzled at red carpet events around the world. In Los Angeles, London, or Rome, Shiloh's presence with her mother draws attention for her elegance, style, and their deep bond. These international appearances showcase a confident, serene Shiloh. She is always with the powerful Angelina. For the public, Shiloh's red carpet appearances are more than glamorous events, and always accompanied by the powerful figure of Angelina. To the public, every appearance of Shiloh on the red carpet is more than just a glamorous event. It's a window into the private life of a famous family. The media has inevitably followed every step of the young girl, watching how her relationship with Angelina has strengthened amid the family turmoil. Shiloh's constant presence by her side. At these events, the closeness they developed really stands out, especially during times of emotional challenge. The images of mother and daughter at these galas not only show a harmonious relationship, but also an image of mutual support and shared strength. But behind the glitz and the cameras, Shiloh faces a complex reality. While she appears safe and happy with her mother, there are reports that she deeply misses her father. The holiday season, in particular, highlights this nostalgia, as Shiloh wishes to spend more quality time with Brad Pitt, but the current family circumstances make it hard for that wish to come true. The contrast between her radiant presence on the red carpet and her personal desires adds an emotional dimension to the public's perception of Shiloh. She's not just seen as the daughter of a famous couple, but as a young woman with her own world of emotions and yearnings. These moments on the red carpet also allow the public to witness Shiloh's evolution, both in style and attitude, who is not just seen as the daughter of a famous couple, but as a young woman with her own world of emotions and yearnings. These moments on the red carpet also allow the public to witness Shiloh's evolution, both in style and attitude, from her early appearances, where she shyly accompanied her mother, to her recent galas, where she shows confidence and authenticity. Shiloh has captured the public's interest in a unique way. From her early appearances, where she shyly accompanied her mother, to her recent galas, where she shows confidence and authenticity, Shiloh has captured the public's interest in a unique way. His style. Her influence stems from her bond with her mother, Angelina, who supports her through life's challenges, and her wardrobe choices are analyzed and admired by millions. The closeness to her mother, visible at every event, also shows how she has found in Angelina a fundamental support to navigate the complications of her life. For those who follow the Jolie Pitts, Shiloh's appearances at gala events are more than just a display of celebrity. They represent a facet of her life where she finds refuge, support, and maybe a space to express herself away from the tension surrounding her family. These events, then, become small acts of rebellion against negativity and challenges, a reminder that, despite the complications, Shiloh keeps moving forward and is building her own identity alongside her mother. These events, then, become small acts of rebellion against negativity and challenges, a reminder that, despite the complications, Shiloh keeps moving forward and is building her own identity alongside her mother. Number 7. Shiloh's passion for dance. Beyond the red carpets and public appearances with her mother, Shiloh Jolie Pitt has recently captured attention for something that she's passionate about, and in which, it seems, she has found an outlet to express her creativity. Dancing. A video of Shiloh dancing to the song Vegas by Doja Cat. It went viral, generating a wave of praise and showing the world an artistic side that many were unaware of. The teenager has shown an amazing talent for dancing, and her naturalness on stage has charmed thousands of followers. In the viral video, Shiloh is wearing an all-black outfit that includes a Beatles t-shirt and sweatpants, projecting an image of comfort and casual style. The choreography, created by Hamilton Evans, is challenging, but Shiloh executes it with a precision and energy that demonstrates her dedication to the art. Her fluidity and enthusiasm while dancing have been praised by many, who see in her a promising dancer who has undoubtedly inherited her parents' artistic talent. Brad Pitt's response to this video has certainly been a touching moment. During a red carpet interview for the premiere of his movie, Bullet Train, Pitt expressed his pride and excitement for his daughter's talent. He commented that watching her dance made him cry and joked about the possibility of improving his own moves to keep up with her. This paternal reaction shows the love he feels for Shiloh and how her talent brings him joy amid the difficult family circumstances. For Shiloh, dancing seems to be much more than just an occasional activity. It's a way to express herself and connect with her own being. This interest is also a way to connect with the world beyond the Hollywood sphere and perhaps find her own place in the artistic realm. Instead of following the traditional paths of acting or modeling, Shiloh has chosen dance, which highlights her individuality and her desire to carve out her own identity. Shiloh's dance video has turned the young woman into an inspirational figure. For many teenagers who are also looking for ways to express themselves and channel their emotions, her ability to shine in this art is seen as an act of independence and authenticity. Shiloh is much more than just the daughter of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Shiloh is ready to show who she really is, and her viral video continues to serve as a reminder that Shiloh is much more than just the daughter of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. With every dance step, Shiloh seems to be telling the world that she's ready to show who she really is, leaving a mark that goes beyond the last name she carries. Number 8. Shiloh's Christmas expectations. For Shiloh Jolie Pitt, she longs to bring her family together. Shiloh hopes to be with family this Christmas. It represents a special moment where she longs to bring her family together. In a year marked by distance and the complexity of family relationships, Shiloh wishes with all her heart to spend a Christmas where she can be surrounded by both her mother, Angelina Jolie, and her father, Brad Pitt. However, reality seems to be against this wish, and it's likely that these expectations will remain an unfulfilled longing, both from her mother, Angelina Jolie, and her father, Brad Pitt. However, reality seems to be against this wish, and it's likely that these expectations will remain an unfulfilled longing, which adds a layer of sadness and nostalgia to the season. As the holidays approach, Shiloh dreams of moments of togetherness and reconciliation. Although she knows that the relationship between her parents is complicated and that any full family reunion is unlikely, Shiloh doesn't lose hope of enjoying some special time with her dad. While Angelina and her siblings have adapted to the new family dynamics, Shiloh still hopes that one day they can be together as before. This longing is a reflection of her optimistic character and her wish to see her family united despite the challenges they face. In contrast, Shiloh's older brothers, such as Maddox and Pax, have adopted a more distant stance toward their father, accepting the circumstances with less enthusiasm. This makes Shiloh stand out even more as the daughter, who still maintains that emotional connection with Brad and still craves moments of family closeness. The holidays are, for her, a reminder of happier times and an opportunity to rebuild bridges in the midst of a family environment filled with tensions and misunderstandings. The holiday season also brings media attention, capturing every move of the Jolie Pitt family, especially during this time of gatherings and celebrations. The paparazzi never miss a chance to snap photos of Shiloh and Angelina, and the media reports on Shiloh's Christmas wishes, generating empathy among the family's followers. The image of a teenager longing for reconciliation and holding on to the hope of spending time with her dad at Christmas is truly touching. Many admire her courage and strength. For those watching the family's life, Shiloh represents a beacon of hope in a story marked by disputes and misunderstandings. And many admire her courage and strength. For those who observe the family's life, Shiloh represents a light of hope in a story marked by disputes and disagreements. Christmas becomes a symbol of her wishes and her effort to see her parents together, even if it's just for a brief moment. Shiloh's role this holiday season shows how kids also have their own perspective on family conflicts, and how, despite the obstacles, do they keep the hope of finding moments of togetherness and peace. So for Shiloh, Christmas is a time of dreams and wishes, a reflection of her resilient and generous heart amidst a complicated situation. Number 9. Father-daughter relationship in film. Since she was little, Shiloh Jolie Pitt has had a special bond with her dad, Brad Pitt, and one of the most significant memories of this connection happened when she was just a child. In 2008, Shiloh made a brief appearance in the movie The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, starring her dad. This experience not only allowed her to get a close-up look at the world of acting in film, but it also strengthened the bond she shares with Brad in a professional setting, where she could see firsthand her dad's dedication and talent. The scene where Shiloh appears is brief, but its significance is deep for the family. Brad played the main character, Benjamin Button, a man who ages in reverse, and the story of the movie explores deep themes about time and relationships. That Shiloh was on set, even in a small role, symbolizes a special bond and a first introduction to the world her dad loves and to which he has dedicated much of his life. For Brad, having his daughter on set was a heartwarming moment. It symbolizes a special bond and a first introduction to the world that his father loves and to which he has dedicated much of his life. For Brad, having his daughter on set was a memorable moment, a glimpse of how his personal and professional life intertwined in a special project. This memory shows the bond between father and daughter. Despite life's challenges, their on-set experience remains a shared moment. The image of Brad and Shiloh working together on a Hollywood movie is charming, something beyond everyday family life. The image of Brad and Shiloh working together on a Hollywood movie has a special charm. And for fans of the Jolie Pitt family, it represents the closeness and affection that remains despite the complications. Audiences have watched with interest as Shiloh has grown and how her relationship with Brad has changed over time. This memory of their first foray into cinema is a sample of the special moments they have shared, and it's an experience that both of them can cherish. As Shiloh grows and explores her own interests, like dancing, this early connection to film remains an emotional bond that ties her to her dad and his professional world. For many, Shiloh's brief appearance in the film is a metaphor for her life. A young girl growing up under the Hollywood spotlight, facing the complexities of a divided family. but always carries a piece of those special moments with her. The participation in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button is just a small scene, but it represents a bond that transcends time and family struggles.